Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. All right, guys, so if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to somebody else who may enjoy it. And also, please comment in the comment section. Today's video is going to be very entertaining. It's going to be fun, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you the zodiac signs tier list. This is going to be my list of the zodiac signs, the ones I like the most to the ones I like the least. So if you want to share when you're done, please comment and tell us your top 3 signs. What are your top 3 favorite signs? Okay, if you have time. All right, so I'm gonna tell you mine. Okay, so of course, my number one, my favorite sign, the sign that I would be if I can come back over and over again, I would be this sign over and over again. The sign that I have come to find, I find the easiest friendships in, which I didn't know before. I found that out from doing Ask an Aquarius. My number one sign is Aquarius. I love Aquarius. I really do. I love talking to them. I love spending time with them. I love their energy, their nature. Aquarius are so damn smart. I love talking to them because whatever I don't know, if it's their area, I know they know. And like today, I give you an example. I was talking to an Aquarius and I was like, is this instrument the instrument you play? And he's like, no, I play a bass and that's a cello. So this is an area I'm clearly clueless in, but I knew my Aquarius had me, you know? So, so I love talking to Aquarius because they always know their shit. You know, they know whatever they're interested in. They might not know about other stuff, but they know what they're interested in. Aquarius research and they think, and I mean, I love them. I love being around them. And I didn't find that out until being at Ask an Aquarius because I never met a lot of Aquarius. And the 2 or 3 I met were dark Aquarius, low vibrational, and we didn't get along. So that didn't work. Number 2, my second favorite sign is Libra. And I think that's because I'm a 3rd decan Aquarius. And we have a relationship with Libra and the planet Venus. So I think that might be why, but I love Libras. When they are balanced, they're so smart and so charming and so caring. And the conversations I have with them, they soothe me. That Libras I find to be soothing like blankets. I swear. I had this friend once, she was a Libra, and I'd be like, I just want to hold on to your energy. I would have her on the phone with me because just her energy was so soothing. She'd be like, I want to go to bed. And I'm like, no, please don't hang up. So I find Libras to just be so soothing, you know. And I'm Aquarius, and I'm a little aggressive and a little masculine, you know. And their feminine energy really feels so soft and warm. You know, I love it. Next, number 3 is Leo. Love me some Leos. I told you guys Barack Obama is my boo. Love Barack. And I've had a lot of good Leo friendships. Plus, they're still going on now, and I think about it. One of my favorite Leos, I don't see him that often because I'm in another country. But whenever I'm around, I look for him because that is my buddy. He makes me laugh like nobody else. He's just such a showman and his energy is so positive and he's just naturally up, you know. Love his vibration. Number 4, Virgo. You know, I've had some difficulties with Virgos, I admit, but I really like them. I do. I really do like them. I always end up with a Virgo in my circle. They don't always stay in the circle, but I always end up with a Virgo around because I really do admire their work ethic. I admire when they're like Aquarius with that. When they know something, they know it. And I like that about people. I really respect it because I know if I need help in that area, I can talk to them and they can give me factual information. The problem is that the Virgo and the Aquarius, sometimes the dynamic gets weird. you know. Sometimes we have these little, I don't know if the Virgo be nitpicking and they be irking me, you know, or something happens, you know. So some of the times we don't always last, but I always respect them. You know, even the Virgos that aren't in my life or come in and out of my life, I always maintain a lot of respect for them in certain areas, especially in whatever is dear to them. If they're into something, if they got a niche, they are into it. And I really respect that. Like Michael Jackson, Beyonce, they're Virgos and they're like into their craft. And I respect that so much. Number 5 would be Aries. I do like Aries. Sometimes we butt heads because Aries are often what I would call overbearing, but I like them a lot. And I like them because of their fire. That's what I like about them. I have a Sagittarius moon, so I love a person with fire. You know, that I love that. I love that passion. I love that drive. I love the fire. I can't stand a person with no fire, no motivation, no inspiration, just don't want to do nothing. That is the most depressing energy, even if they just have ideas about what they might want to do one day. But people who don't have any fire and no gumption, and they're just kind of moping, I cannot stand that vibration. It drags my vibes down. I'm like, no, I can't hang around you. And Aries usually have an up vibration. Only problem with Aries, especially the men, they like to fight me. They love to fight me. Aries men love to go in because I'm such a aggressive masculine energy, and Aries men are already Aries. They're already overbearing, and they have this thing about being, you know, in charge. And I'm just like, dude, I only listen to my father. Take that way over there. So they like to fight me, but I'm not a fighter unless I have to. If you back me into a corner, I'll fight my way out of it, but I don't get to fighting immediately. You know, it's not really what I want to do. I'd rather be diplomatic if I can do that first. All right. Sagittarius is number 6. I like Sagittarius because Sagittarius like to travel and go places. And and that's my moon, I love traveling and going places. Sagittarius are also among the smart, the smart people I've come across. They are maniacal with their intelligence sometimes. So I like that too. But the thing that we usually have the most in common is going places. We both like to wander and travel. So that's the thing that makes me like Sag. If I'm looking to go on a trip or something like that, I'm definitely looking for a Sag. Don't always find one, but if I can find a Sag or an Aquarius, that'd be a fun trip. Number 7 is Taurus. My BFF in the States is a Taurus. And even though they're not very high on my list, my BFF is a Taurus because she is very nurturing. She takes good care of me, you know? And I'm Aquarius, and that is something that's very important, you know, because Aquarius can be off in the stratosphere somewhere. We need somebody on the ground, like, come on down, come on back, you know. So it's been many a times when she has drugged me from the clouds, and many times when she's nurtured me and taken care of me. And that's how she became my best friend, and we just got closer and closer and closer. And it's been like 15, 16 years now. Interesting tip about her. Voldemort couldn't stand her. He was so jealous of her. It was hysterical. Actually, it's not really funny because it turned out to be really bad. But it is still funny. It should not be funny though, but it is. I can't help it. He couldn't stand her. And I love her to death. I love her to death. She is not like she's not the easiest person in the world because Taurus are kind of stubborn at times and Aquarius is kind of stubborn. So some of the times our relationship isn't the easiest, but it's my favorite one, and she's somebody I really, really trust. And I don't trust too many people. And whenever I've needed her, she's been there. You know, she's looked out for over a decade, going on 2 decades. So she's really important to me. Number 8 is Scorpio. My daughter is a Scorpio. Again, they're not very high on my list, but it's what I like about them is that they're fun. You know, and when they're feeling good, they are fun to hang out with. They're fun to go places with. When my daughter drinks, my daughter doesn't drink. So when she does drink, like the one time we went to the club, she was hysterical. You know, once or twice we went, she was so funny, you know. So when a Scorpio is in a good mood, or when we travel sometimes, you know, when they're in a good mood, they're a lot of fun. They're low on my list because they're emo too often for me. And all that emotion, all that water be driving me crazy. Number 9 is Gemini. Gemini is pretty low on my list only because I really don't know that many Geminis. It's not a sign I really seek out. I knew a Gemini in college, and I know some, you know, from being at Ask an Aquarius. I've had some that I've read for them. And they all seem pretty cool, but I just don't know any. So I can't really talk a lot about them or say that I seek them out because I really don't know that many of them. Which is weird because they're an air sign, and somebody once told me that they might be more compatible with me than a Libra. So, maybe I should look more into the Geminis. Maybe they should be higher on the list, actually. Number 10 is Pisces. Pisces is at the bottom, again, because I don't know a lot of Pisces. The one I did know was one of my mentors, and she was really cool. I mean, really cool. So, you know, she would be higher on the list, you know, as a person. But I don't know that many Pisces. It's not a sign that I really have a lot of association with. One of my first, I think my first real relationship was with the Pisces. And it wasn't that much fun. It was some good parts to it, but he just played too much. It was too much goofy, playful energy. And we were young, so that could have something to do with it. Mind you, he was, 15? I was, 13? So that's probably why. But then again, I did see him recently, and he was the same way. So maybe not. But I don't know that many of them to have a lot of experiences with them, so they go towards the bottom. Number 11 is Cancer. Now, you guys know that I think Cancer is a really difficult vibration because of all that water. But what do I like about Cancers? If you find a Cancer who's high vibrational and not problematic, not emotionally manipulative, they're sweet, they're loving, they're nurturing, they're like mommies. You know, they probably would have that same energy of the Libra, that kind of warm mommy energy. I don't know a lot of them though. One friend of mine that lives in the States is a Cancer female and a Cancer male too. I like both of them a lot. I like them a lot. As a matter of fact, I hang out with them and talk to them on Facebook all the time. So those two I like a lot. So certain Cancers would be like, you know, much higher on my list. But as a whole, when somebody tells me they're a Cancer, I'm like, really? Gotta see your whole chart. Where were you born at, you know? I have to ask more questions immediately because it's like, what kind of Cancer are you? And if you are the kind I like, we'll get along good. If you're the kind I don't like, then I'm going to disappear. I'm a ghost today, you know? So it depends on their chart. Cancer and Capricorn, because number 12 is Capricorn. Capricorn is the sign I like the least. And both of them, if I met them, or if I have, like sometimes I have clients that come to me that are Cancer or Capricorn, and it's exactly the same vibration. I always look and see what kind they are, because the ones that are, like I said, the nurturing Cancers, we get along really good. We go to lunch all the time. We talk all the time. We agree on a lot of stuff, oddly enough, too. A lot of ways that we see things from like a humanitarian kind of standpoint, you know. And 12, like I said, is Capricorn. And for Capricorns, I do have some clients and I have some friends who are Capricorn. And my favorite person of all time was my grandmother, and she was a Capricorn. She is my favorite. Nobody will ever. I think my daughter is the person that came right behind her. It was like my grandmom is number 1, my daughter's number 2. Like, those are my favorite people in the world of all time. And she's a Capricorn. So if a Capricorn is like her, which was loving, and maybe she had something else going on with her moon and her rising sign, but if a Capricorn is like my grandmother, we'll get along great. But I grew up with two Capricorns, and it was hard. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It was difficult because I always felt like I was always being kind of like squeezed. I felt like it was like I was always trying to break free, like get off me, back up off me. I was always trying to be free, and the Capricorns were always like trying to put me into a cage. And so I believe that they love me very much, but I believe that that dynamic is what kept us from being able to have a close relationship. So now I'm real like standoffish with that vibration. But it's funny because I have some Capricorn clients, and they always tease me. They're always like, "Hey, Queen, are the Capricorns bullying you today?" And I always laugh, and I'm like, "Nah, they trying to." And they be like, "Give them hell, Queen, give them hell," because they try to control me. And the ones that don't, like my grandmother wasn't controlling at all, but she died when I was 7, and I don't know how her personality and mine would have clashed or not as I got older. Because remember, my mom said that my grandmother was a trip, and that she would have been more problematic as I got older. Because I always, my grandmom to me is goddess, and my mom is always like, yeah, that's because you didn't know her that well. So I don't believe her, I think she just teasing. But I do think my grandmother would have been more difficult as I got older, just by watching how she treated her daughters, But she was such a loving individual that to this day, we all sit around and talk about how good she was to us, and how important and special she was to us, and who she spoiled the most, because we all got spoiled, and we argue about it. Because I'm like, no, it was me. My cousin was like, no, it's me. And then my other cousin is like, y'all were just babies. It was me, And that's a testament to how good she was to all of us, that we can't even figure out who who was she the best to, It was like just all of us, So even though Capricorn is number 12 on my list, my favorite person will always be a Capricorn. So let me know your 1, 2, and 3. And remember that these are based on sun signs. I shouldn't have to say this at this point in our evolution, but I'm going to say it anyway, because I know it's going to be people in the comment section that are like, nah, not me. We're using sun signs only today. And to really know a person, you can't just use their sun sign. So I'm expecting your 1, 2, and 3s, as well as mine, to be general. Okay? These are general statements. They will not apply to every person on the list. Okay? I always feel the need to say that, because you guys know that the not me's are always stalking me. All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. So that's my list. Please let me hear your list. And if you want to get a reading done, email me and I'll give you an appointment. If you would like to become one of my patrons on Patreon, that would be really cool, because I got a new one today. Her name is Lisa. So Lisa, hi, and thank you for becoming a patron. Please enjoy the Witch Trials, my video series, and I'm going to do a new one for you guys, exclusive, this Saturday. Okay? And also, if any of you would like to get in contact with me, all of my information will be underneath this video. Thank you for coming, and please come back soon, because I have a lot more to say. See you later.